refresh it because it kind of... Okay, yeah, it says stream starting soon, so we'll record
Recording
this.
in progress.
This is just as backup. Sure will. All right, looks like we are live. Welcome everyone to the 49th episode of Got the Spotlight with Liaserenityrose. I am your host, Leah, and of course, I have my co-host Kevin here. Kevin?
Whoop, that's all everything. I couldn't find it on mute button, but hello everyone. I'm very excited to be co-hosting this Q&A.
And our guest of honor for this episode is the VTuber Group, RaMe. So why don't you guys introduce yourselves? Pinkie?
Hi, I'm VTuber Pinkie. I'm a say-so streamer. I do a lot of content on Twitch. I've got 4 YouTube channels. I'm also a V manager. You can find me on VJ, also under VTuber Pinkie, and I'm a workaholic who has a cat on her arm right now.
Oh.
Melanie, you want to say hi? No, she's just gonna watch stream.
All right, Autumn?
Hi. My name is MindofAutumn, or you can call me Moa. I am also a say-so streamer as well. I'm a variety streamer, so I play like games. I also chat with viewers, and I also go on interviews and such like this. I'm an aspiring VA as well, so I hope we bring you lots of joy and laughter.
Oh.
Oh,
All right, me.
Oh. Sorry.
hello. I'm One True Mink, also known as Mink. I'm a multi-model VTuber, so I have multiple types, like species or races of models. But for RaMe, it's only Minksky, who's like the husky. But I specialize in high energy positivity. Sometimes the vibes are low, but the positivity always remains. I'm big fan of Monster Hunter, Splatoon, and Animal Crossing. It's mostly Monster Hunter these days, but yeah, I do variety outside of that, and once in a while I do a little something funny with collabs. But yeah, it's mostly just gaming for me. It's always a good time around here.
Nice. All right, Cyan.
Hello, I'm Cyannica. But you can call me Cyan. I'm a dog. I'm a teacher dog. I teach kindergarten, IRL, and on stream because that's my theme. And I do mostly just chatting, but I play games sometimes, like Minecraft. Yeah.
Oh. All right, Klaire.
Alrighty, hi, hello everybody. I'm Klaire Fluffle. I'm a VTuber, also a part of RaMe. Big shock. I tend to stream a lot of stuff. My bread and butter is Kirby, but I also do other things. I play Fire Emblem a lot. I've been playing Xenoblade recently, Pikmin, Mario Galaxy 2. So I get a lot done on my end. I have a YouTube channel where I upload videos on a little bit of working on something larger right now. But I try to upload weekly videos to the YouTube channel. Those are all about Kirby. And I am also with RaMe. Wow.
All right, so let's get started with this Q&A. So we will be going in the order that I have said each of the members' names. So that's how we are going to do this Q&A. Just letting you all know in the chat though. All right, so here is my first question for you guys. Tell us how you got started as a VTuber streamer. So, all right, Pinkie, you will be first.
Alright, so I first did like face cam stuff, and then just with the position of the webcam, I was too short. So I'm like, this is too much effort to adjust it every time. And then I was watching Vividly Vivi and Lemon Leaf, and that's kind of how I learned what a VTuber was, and Lemon Leaf was so nice and kind of explained what VTubers were, and I was like, yo, that is really cool. And then I saw Vividly Vivi had this cute chibi model, so I found the artist for that, commissioned them, and then it kind of spiraled from there, and now I'm stuck as a VTuber. Yay!
Nice. All right, Autumn.
All right. So for me, I was actually really shy. I didn't really want to show my face, and I deep down wanted to be like an anime character, specifically a magical girl. But it took me a while to figure that out until when I found Sayu as a VTuber. So I was like, yo, let's go. That's awesome. I'll do this. So I tried to tinker in with 3D at the time before what is that studio called? It was like it doesn't work anymore for me. I forgot. Vroid Studio? No.
PRPR?
Oh, VTube?
Oh.
VTube Studio?
No, not VTube Studio. No.
No, okay. No, I was
No,
gonna
I-
say, I think VTube Studio should
Oh,
work
wait,
for
VTube
everybody.
Still working.
I'm
VTube's an
using that.
answer.
Wait a minute. I'm using that. What do you mean? But anyways, now we are here. A moon goddess.
Nice. All right, Mink.
For me, I actually always wanted to kind of be a VTuber before I even knew what a VTuber was. I think it was like I've had a YouTube channel for like 11 years, but it never really went anywhere. But it's like, something I always did for fun. It was like I want to say 7 or 8 years ago. I expressed an interest in like I never wanted to show my face. I've never wanted to do that. But I remember in that video saying like I want to have like a little avatar that kind of reacts to what I say, or have like a moving either PNG model or like an actual, well, we have live 2D now. Wanting to do that, and it never came to fruition those years ago. But it was only until 2020, like the start of what, that I kind of figured out how to get started. I never actually wanted to be a streamer. I wanted to be a YouTuber to begin with, but apparently my personality and like how long my videos were, people kept telling me you should start streaming. So I was like, oh, that could be a good idea. I just don't want to show my face. Is there any way for me to not show my face? And that's when I discovered VTubing, and I was like, oh wow, wait, you're telling me I can like kind of be expressive and talk and look around, but not have like my physical form there? Yo, sign me up. So I kind of decided to find the first person that I could. I did not do any checking back in the day. And I just kind of got started with originally a human model, and then, Goblin, Inkling, and now Husky. And, that's how it got started, and that's where I am now.
Nice. All right, Cyan.
I started VTubing because in late 2020, my now husband Kotaru showed me Hololive, the Ian's first wave of debut. And I remember watching their streams and thinking they were so cool. And I was like, oh, they were like having so much fun. And the fact that you could be an anime person was like the coolest thing ever. So at some point I started like Googling it. I was like, how do people become VTubers? And then I came across VRoid and I found out VRoid was free. So I started off doing like a VRoid stream. But then I found out my computer was really bad. So then I became a PNG version of my 3D model, and it was a mess. But yeah, that's how I became a VTuber.
Nice.
Nice.
All right, Claire.
Alrighty. So similar to Mink, I had been doing YouTubing for a little bit back then. They called me Kirby Fan 66. I had a moderate channel, wasn't anything crazy, but I had a channel, and it was going good. Still all Kirby, obviously, with a name like that. But I had, always wanted to do other things, keep the focus on Kirby, but I was getting a little tired of everybody just kind of assuming that I wasn't allowed to do anything else because of the name Kirby Fan. So I started looking into other avenues for things that I could do. VTubing obviously came up, and I like the idea of, as kind of a common ground here, not having to show my face while still being able to be expressive, actually have something that people could connect to visually, not just kind of staring at a screen that it happened to have some cool looking gameplay on it. So I became the VTuber. the name Klaire Fluffle, I don't know if this is a later question. If it is, whoops. But the name Klaire Fluffle, specifically the reason why it's Klaire with a K, is because I was Kirby fan for so long. At the time, I was a little worried that people would be a little uncomfy with the change, not for a variety of reasons, just having to call me by a different name. My priorities are in check. So I decided that because I am Klaire, I wanted to do Klaire with a K. That would cover the first half of Kirby fan, that being Kirby. Then I started thinking of things to do with an F. And I was just spitballing ideas with people, and one of them said Fluffle, and I thought it sounded really cute. So that is how Klaire Fluffle was born. And here we are years later, and this is the exact same model as what I started with. It works.
Wow. I always love enjoying asking this question because everyone has very, very intriguing stories. We all have different starts of how we start content creation. So it's always so intriguing to hear like my guest answers. I was very intrigued with each of your guys' like stories, how you got into VTubing.
Why, thank you.
It's all very different. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Kevin, do you have a question for them?
Yeah, so I would love to know the origin of the group. How did they get started? How did you come up with the name? Was there like a particular point where you all decided, hey, we should form this Say So VTuber group and run charity events and a winter concert, which was actually a lot of fun to watch, by the way. So I would love to know the origin behind the group.
Cyan and Pinkie know a little bit about this.
I was about to say.
Yeah, they're the ones.
As soon as I heard the origin of, I don't know how deep we can go into it, but as soon as I heard the origin of the name of the group, I'm sure Cyan and Pinkie saw me go like, oh.
I said the origin of the group in general. Because I was the one who was like, I posted on Twitter and I was like, I wish I could start a VTuber group. Because, I see the VTuber groups all the time and they always have like, I don't know, they seem like they have a lot of fun and they enjoy like talking to each other. But it's as a family friendly streamer in particular, because I stream to all ages. The only really reason why like my channel is labeled 13 and up is because that's Discord and like Twitch's policy that is 13 up, right? By the end of the day, I'm still pretty much family friendly. And most other VTubers are not. So it was like, that was at a time where I like really was like, man, I really wish I had friends that I could actually stream with. So I made a Twitter post and I was like, man, I wish I could start a VTuber group. And then Pinkie, who had been following me, we had been like Twitter mutuals for like 4 years. So then Pinkie, who like, we've been commenting on each other's posts for a while. She comments on that post like, okay, then let's start one. And I was like, I don't know, that's a lot of stuff. And she's like, I'm a manager, I got it. And I was like, oh, you are? And then like the next day she sent me a DM with this big like a DM of a document of like a proposal, and it had laid out like the time frame we would do stuff, like how we would go about doing stuff, and then it seemed possible after that. So that at least that's mine. And then we got Klaire as part of the founders because I don't know, Klaire literally made a post like 2 days later on her Twitter like, man, I really wish I was in a VTuber group. And I was in one collab with Klaire prior. That is the only time I've ever spoken to her. And I sent her a DM.
And it was like a 5 to 6 person collab too.
Right. Then I sent her a DM and I was like, hey, how about starting a VTuber group? And she said, sure, why not? And that's what happened.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's a very me answer. I was like, yeah, sure.
Yeah, okay, why not? I didn't think she would say yes, considering she ain't really know me like that.
Yeah, nice. I guess for the origin of like the name itself, originally it was Rainbow Meadows because like we wanted something cheery and positive, and we did a bit of research, and at the time there was no other active Rainbow Meadows. But then later on, there was a horse sanctuary named Rainbow Meadows, and they started being active again, and we're like, okay, well, they had the name first, so we're gonna change our name, and we kind of went over like some different possibilities, and then we're like, what if we always just shorten it to RaMe anyway, so let's just do that, and that's kind of how we went from Rainbow Meadows to RaMe.
Yeah.
Oh.
And it is pronounced RaMe, not RaMe, not RaMe.
We had a whole poll for that
We were
too.
debating that. I like RaMe. I liked RaMe so much.
I personally
But
liked
it's a
RaMe.
democracy.
I liked RaMe so much too, but it just, yeah, democracy rules, and now it's RaMe.
I was
Democracy
like-
rules.
For that
Right.
moment, I considered just turning off the democracy part of the group. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to take executive decisions. And I was like, that was the only time I was like, you know what? Why
Ryan
did
was
y'all
just
get to
saying-
vote?
It's
It's
gonna be
my
like
life.
Star Wars. So I was gonna be like, I am the Senate. And like,
Then we
I
had,
want
like,
to
a-
like, so it's treason.
And then we
We all-
started arguing about how things were pronounced in general.
Yeah, we learned that day that we all have very different ways of pronunciating things that are spelt out.
Yeah, Claire's very,
Very,
wrong
very
at everything.
different.
So
Oh my god.
it is some
Yeah,
way that
ne-
Claire
no,
pronounces
never
yeah,
listen to
spoken
what
like
Claire
somebody who's
says.
wrong about the way she pronounces things. Very true.
Oh my gosh, but that's really cool. It's really cool to learn
Yeah.
about the origin, of the VTuber group and how you came up with the name of the VTuber group. It's and I just saw a question in the chat by Panda Ice. What type of dog are you, Claire? That's what they asked.
Oh, okay. Would you be very specific? Golden Retriever puppy.
Oh,
To be very specific, I've got the loyalty of the Golden Retriever. I've got the separation anxiety of a Golden Retriever. I've got the silliness of a Golden Retriever. It all fits.
Don't forget the ears.
As someone
Very
whose,
important.
Of course,
whose
the ear
favorite
is the
breed
best
is
part.
Golden Retriever, I am so happy. I approve.
Yeah, the ear. Look at the ear. Look at these ears. Look at these ears.
Heck yeah.
All right. So here is my next question for you guys. What piece of advice would you give to people who want to aspire to be VTubers? So we'll start with Pinkie.
Ooh, there's a lot of advice. I would say the first thing is don't assume you need a super large budget. There's all sorts of free or cheap resources out there. Don't be afraid to reach out and ask people about those.
That is so interesting. Very interesting advice, Pinkie. All right, Autumn.
Okay, before I say anything, I apologize if you hear the dogs barking in the background. Someone knocked at the door. Scared me. Okay.
Yeah, that's
So-
me in the background. Sorry.
The three of us,
Well,
Cyan, Claire, and I.
Claire, stay away from my door. You scared.
But
you
it's
scared everyone.
so door-like. I can't help it.
Oh, but you scared all of my animals.
And
The
you
door,
could say
is-
it's
the door scared me. Okay.
adorable.
But okay, so this is what I tell my viewers sometimes, because some of them were like, how do I become a VTuber? Well, very first start, if you can't afford a VTuber model, you can try and make yourself one on VRoid or become a PNG model. I still think that's VTuber-ish. Go for it.
Mhm.
And start streaming. Like, don't knock it till you try it. Also look up some videos about it before you start streaming. Because for me, I was winging it. I didn't look at nothing. I was like, I got this. I have no idea what I'm doing. And I was messing up left and right. So before you start streaming, do a little bit of research and then try to figure out what's best for you. Either starting with OBS or Streamlabs, whichever works for you. If you don't have a camera, totally fine. PNG. Bam. Work your way up, So that's my best
Aw.
advice. Yeah.
Nice.
And don't be afraid to stream. Just press live and see how it goes. And don't lose your courage for it. So you're going to have some good days and some bad days.
Mm.
But you know
Mhm.
what? You'll meet a lot of cool people along the way.
Absolutely. All right, Mink.
For me, what I find works best for VTubing is I know you get it all the time. People tell you to be consistent and all that, but like I think that's personally the best thing you can do as a VTuber or a streamer in general is like find a schedule. I think this is what works best for me. Find a schedule and just stick with it. Like don't change it from week to week. Don't start your time at like 6, end at 9, and then the next day start at like 4 and end at like 8, and then like the next week after that you do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, then the next time is Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. And you want people to be able to know when you're going to be live, uh, what you're going to be live with, and approximately how long you're going to be live for. But that's something you can kind of do over time. Like people for me know that I'm always live for 4 hours. I start at usually 5 or 6 p.m. EST, and Wednesday, Thursday, Fridays. And because of that, I've noticed that people are like they know where I'm going to be and at what time. So like if you're going to start streaming, like get yourself a good schedule because I treat streaming kind of like a TV show. And if
Mhm.
you know TV, it's like, oh hey, Big Bang Theory's on at 3 every day, and it's like, oh Mink or Pinky or any of us, we're all live at these specific times, and it breeds like some sort of familiarity and what's the word? It's some kind of habit for them and for you. So I think that's the best advice I can give.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That's a really great analogy you use, Mink. Like think of like if you have like a streaming schedule, try to be as consistent as possible. That's absolutely true.
I
You
found
know,
it's worked the most for myself and others.
yeah, and it's worked for TV too, because they have like, oh, this is when they're gonna show this show, or this episode of this show, or this, and yeah, like doing that, like you're that's when people will always memorize, oh, I gotta like tune in to like this person's stream at this time on this day,
Yeah,
so
exactly.
so
It's getting people familiar with your schedule and then getting excited for like, oh, it's 5 p.m. Time to tune into my favorite streamer, you know?
absolutely. All right, Cyan.
I think the thing that it took me way too long to learn, but I hear people say it all the time, um, is that you should make content on other platforms that's not just your own. So, like if you're a Twitch streamer, um, you could make like YouTube videos or shorts and stuff, or maybe like TikToks or little Instagram reels. Um, because then it gets your name out there a bit more. It gets your name out there a bit more. Even if your stuff that you post don't get too many views. Specifically when you post shorts, like on YouTube or TikTok or Instagram, shorts get pushed to a bigger audience a lot quicker, right? Um,
Mhm.
like it's a lot easier to get like let's say like 1,000 views on a YouTube short than it is to get like a views on a YouTube video or even a live stream. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
your stuff is just exposed to more people when you post that. And also if you make shorts, then you can post it on 3 platforms at the same time, right? And you make a short format, you can post it on Instagram, you can post it
Mhm.
on Facebook, you can post it on TikTok and YouTube
Facebook,
all
what are
at the
you, a
same time.
grandma?
Yeah. No, listen.
Ouch.
Instagram has a feature built in where you can literally connect your Instagram to Facebook. So any post that you make on Instagram automatically gets uploaded to Facebook. So I literally made a Facebook account just to connect my Instagram to, just so my posts could automatically get uploaded there. No one ever sees those posts because it's Facebook and I'm not a grandma, but it exists. But yeah, I've like I don't know. I've been streaming since 2021. It's almost been next month will be 5 years since I started streaming, and I have made like more growth in 1 year just posting shorts. Not even that consistent. I mean, I post shorts like consistently for a month and then I stop, and then I post it for another month and then I stop. But I have made more growth in 1 year of just posting shorts than I have in like the other 4 years. It's kind of insane. I wish I'd known that like 4 years ago.
Mm. Yeah, that's absolutely true. Like I am going through like my archives of my streams to get like favorite moments from my guests from my podcast, and I've done that with like at least several of the special guests I have. and they all have very intriguing answers. And I took advice from my very good buddy, like Crystal Kitsune, who told me you should try to do that, add like specific shorts of like, do you like specific answers that your guest gave for like specific questions? So I started doing that.
Yeah, spam them everywhere. So they all I can see is your face. Every time they open up YouTube, they see you.
Absolutely, yeah. Like it really increases your engagement because not everyone will have, not everyone will have like a Facebook, or not everyone will have an Instagram, or so you have to be as widespread as possible, so that way at least you get engagement on each of the like social media platforms that you post. All right, Claire.
Alrighty. Mine'll be a bit more abstract, I suppose. It'll be in the form of an analogy that I promise will link back to VTubing. But I play a lot of fighting games myself. My Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 is the best one. But a lot of times when I look into ways to improve on them, or if I'm just talking to people and we're talking about resources and ways to get better, a lot of times at a beginner level or even a more intermediate one, there'll be advice that you would expect to hear. But whenever it gets to more serious advice, when it's like, okay, this is the thing that I want to do. How do we improve once we hit our roadblock or we got started? Oh my God, I'm so scared. What do I do? It is all psychology. No, it does not matter the fighting game. It does not matter what kind it is, from your Marvel 3s to your Smash Bros. It never matters. It is always about psychology of don't stay too hard in your own head. You got to make sure that you're having fun with it. You got to make sure that it's something that you enjoy doing. I would always advise once, because a lot of us did mention, actual ways to literally get started, not just doing it because it's not going to happen until you do it, right? But I think what is by far the most important once you decide that you want to do it is making sure that you don't ever forget that initial spark that made you want to do it to begin with, because it is not easy to go places. It is not easy to get big. It is not easy. Some call it luck, right? And like it's very hard, but it is very rewarding. It is very fun. It is very fulfilling. It's a one of a kind experience that you're never going to be able to get absolutely anywhere else, but it can be very hard to lose sight of that given how tough it can be at times, especially on your mental state. So I would always advise to just never forget what made you want to do VTubing in the first place, and never forget the good points of this wonderful, unique journey that you were on. Never forget the joys of it. Is make sure that the psychology of it is positive, that you're staying ahead of yourself. You're not getting in your own head. You're not losing to your own thoughts, because all too frequently, in the industry, quote unquote, you see, people start, whether or not they have a big start doesn't matter. They'll go for a while, and then they drop off the face of the earth and you never hear from them again, because it's just, they didn't get what they wanted to get. So just set your sights. Don't worry about being disappointed with how you're going to do. Don't worry about comparing yourself to other people. Just do what you want to do and never forget why you want to do it, and have fun.
Wow, that is great advice, Claire.
I agree.
All right, Kevin, do you have another question for them?
Yeah, where do you all see VTubing going from here? Because at least from my perspective, 2025 just had like an explosion of PNG tubers and VTubers. Like a con that I went to about a month ago, like a year ago, if there were any VTuber gaps, they were maybe tucked away in a corner in the dealer room. And this year they had like a whole virtual village of different VTubers and agencies and VTuber groups, and now it's just really grown. So I'd love to get your perspective of what the future looks like.
All right, Pinkie.
All right. Well, I definitely think they're here to stay. They're becoming mainstream, but I would say one of the issues about like where we're going is there's a lot of discourse between like VTubers and, I don't know, like IRL content creators. Like they're still trying to shove us in a closet. So until we can overcome those hurdles, VTubers are they're gonna grow, but we're not gonna be as recognized as we should, if that makes sense.
Mm.
Like, I just want to say, like, VTubers, look at, like, Gura and the LA Dodgers. Like, anyone who knows sports knows the LA Dodgers, very big, like, sports team. And, VTubers can reach those levels. That's impressive because, like, IRL celebrities are at that level. And I think going forward, VTubers will eventually hit that. We just please need to be given that same opportunity, those same chances. So if anyone comes across this and thinks, I don't know about this, just give us a try and you won't be disappointed.
Mm. Nice. All right, Autumn.
Well, for me, I've noticed I've seen a lot more VTubers nowadays. I really do, especially PNG. But I think they go for PNG models because they're probably having a hard time with either their PC or if they're probably streaming on their laptop too. So that's just easier for them, which I don't think there's any difference between PNG and VTuber, to be honest. I think they should be both in the same spectrum, basically. I could see a lot more VTubers in the future, but of course, since everyone is like they feel more connected with someone with their face, I guess. I don't know. I think it's just fun to be creative. I think we'll see more creative VTubers later on, maybe. That's what I'm hoping for. Okay. I'm hoping to see more. But if not, it's totally fine. It's still awesome to see different kinds of streamers. I think they're all pretty cool. So that's what I think.
Nice. All right, Mink.
I think that VTubing will only go on an upward trajectory, mostly because out of the past, like, I want to say 5 or 6 years since it's been kind of getting more popular, it's been becoming way more accessible through PNG tubing, through more ways and opportunities for people to start VTubing. Especially with the customizable models, I've noticed that those have exploded lately, and it's been giving a lot of people the chance to be a VTuber, even if it's with like a preset, quote unquote. But I think that like more people will become VTubers, and I think that the more people that become VTubers, it's just like it's a fact that it's going to become more publicly known, and from there more popular. So that's what I think. I think that like 2026, especially with how it ended in 2025, with the upsurge in customization, I think it's only going to go up, and I think 2026, like we're going to see a lot more VTubers this year than ever before.
Nice. All right, Cyan.
My answer is kind of very different from everyone else's. It somewhat like piggybacks off of some things that Mink said. I don't know. When you asked me about like the future of like VTubing, like for some reason my first like thought came to like the pricing of stuff. Like, because now, as Mink said, it's a lot more like accessible. Everyone can do it because now we got customizable models and stuff that I wish we had when we first started. But in that same light, now it's easier for anyone to start, but the prices of like getting custom made stuff, like things specifically tailored to what you want, has gone up a lot. A lot. So I feel like we're gonna see a lot more like customizable like models and a lot more like let's say like free like Vroid models and stuff. And I feel like we're gonna start seeing like less like specifically like custom made models as a result because I don't know when I started like 4 years ago since there weren't as many VTubers the demand wasn't as very high so the prices were like to get like an artwork it wasn't that expensive to get a full model made what my first like chibi model was like $90 total was my first for the art and the rig and then like fast forward to like now if I wanted like a fully like rigged like
chibi model would be like probably like 400 and 500 depending on like dollars, depending on like who's doing it. So I don't know. I've been thinking about that lately. That's why it's the first thing that came to mind.
Interesting. All right, Klaire.
All right, I'm gonna again with my quirky answers. Not to get too political here, but 2025 I think was definitely the year that I've been screaming this from the highest tower, from the highest mountains from the very beginning. But 2025 is definitely the year where people saw the ugly side of corporations. And of course, nothing against the actual talent. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the CEOs, the business people, the business behind the corporate side of VTubing. You would constantly hear, even just going to the beginning of 2025, before a lot of the ugliness was made more public, you'd hear people say all the time, "Oh, I want to be in VShojo. I want to be in Niji. I want to be in Hololive." And I guess you still hear people say Hololive because nothing's really come out yet. But you're not hearing that so much anymore. A lot of that desire to join a big corpo from a lot of people has dropped off the face of the earth because, one, most of the corporations that I've been talking about aren't even alive anymore, but also just because so much bad has come out of it. And I don't know if that's a direct reason why there's so much more customization for not customization. What's the right word? What Mink and Cyan were talking about. It's so much easier to get into VTubing now. I'm not sure if that's just because people were inspired by how bad the business side of things are. Who knows? I don't. But I think with that aspiration, like that reason why so many people wanted to get into VTubing so that they could aspire to goals set that high, with that gone, there's now new space for a reason why people want to get into VTubing to begin with. Obviously, we talked about the how before, but the why is a very important part of it. So with corporations just being gone from the equation after everything that's happened, I don't know what is going to replace it, but something's going to replace it. And I think that is going to spark the next big change in whatever winds up happening to VTubing.
If I may add on to what you just said, ever since Iron Mouse, who's like one of the biggest, if not the biggest VTuber, went independent, that just basically opens that part of like, oh, hey, if Iron Mouse can be independent, I can do it too. I don't need to be part of like a VTuber corporation or this big talent or
Well, I do
whatever.
want to chime in about that. A lot of her growth came from going corporate.
Ah,
Not
gotcha.
not to say that she wouldn't have grown without VShojo, but like she was a much smaller streamer, and she just had one stream that really blew up. She got lucky, and then it snowballed from there. So, like, there is going corporate can definitely help you with your growth before going back to indie. Whereas, like, trying to climb purely as indie becomes a lot harder. But people like, let's say Shy Lily can do it. She's not part of like a corporation. There is technically like a talent agency, but that doesn't operate the same as a corporation.
Interesting. Very interesting. Ooh, okay. Here is my next question for you guys. So, what's the story behind your VTuber model in terms of like, the looks and the colors, the themes? So, Pinkie, you can start.
Alright, well, originally I was based off a pink Wooloo, but then people started getting, like, if anyone's ever looked at a Wooloo, it's dark, so people thought I was African American, which I'm not. So I'm like, okay, I guess I'm gonna change because I guess people don't want me to look like a sheep that's pink. And then I just took different, like, parts of characters I like. Like, I have kind of I'll actually zoom out. Ta-da! Like, I have kind of like a Turkish belly dancer look, because one of my favorite series is Shantae, and I just really, really like drill curls. So we kind of just slapped that together, and I'm like, I kind of want my body to be closer to what I have. So I will say, yes, this butt is lore accurate. It is very difficult to find pants.
Mm, very interesting.
And I will just touch on like the color palette a bit. So my name was taken from Pinkie Pie. So we kind of
Oh.
stuck with like, so like you can see like I've got the pink, I've got the blue, I've got some of the yellow. Like my theming is like my colors are based off her, and then a little bit of gold because gold is pretty.
As someone who
Aw.
loved Pinkie Pie, I approve.
Yeah, you. I like you.
Very interesting, Pinky. All right, Autumn.
Okay, well, originally I wanted to go for like a goddess vibe, but also goddess who meets magical girl, and my favorite color is blue. But what you're looking at is is like a different cycle of the moon. So I either have my original whenever it shows up. Okay, there we go. This is my original look. It's like the original moon. And then boom,
Oh.
the eclipse.
A total
So-
eclipse of the heart.
So I definitely want to be my own magical girl. That is my main thing I really wanted. And it took me so long to find a VTuber artist for that. And I finally found one and I just love it. So
All right,
yeah.
and who is that artist?
I was gonna say.
So okay, I always mispronounce her name for some reason. So I used to call her Neon Creations, but is Neon Nyan Creations. Or I pronounce
Aw.
her Neon. But now I just say mom. Mom, can I add this to my model, please?
Yeah, it's like that one clip from Family Guy. Mom, mom,
Mom,
mom,
mommy.
mama, mama.
Oh, that's really cool. Like I am also a fan of magical girls, so I approve.
Yes. And I immediately follow any magical girl VTubers. 100%. Follow. Okay.
Ooh, I may have to send you a list later.
Please do. Oh my god. Okay, anyways, sorry. Hyper fixated, my bad.
It's okay. All right, Mink.
All right, so mine, it's kind of a weird, convoluted story of how like I decided upon my model. So before joining RaMe, I'm actually quite well known as like having an inkling, from Splatoon, having that kind of model. Um, and because of, Nintendo, it's a Nintendo IP, I obviously couldn't join like a group with something that could potentially get everyone in trouble. So I kind of thought about what I wanted to do, and for one, I think one or two streams, I played Sonic, funnily enough. And I had a Sonic, like for one of my friends, goes by Sukaji, for out of pure hype for me playing that game because they're also a big fan of Sonic, they asked what my favorite animal was, and I said a husky. So they drew me a husky Sonic OC, um, based off of the Inkling. Um, that's why like a lot of these colors on my model kind of share the same colors as my Inkling. Um, but obviously in its own way. But from there, I just kind of like, okay, I want to join RaMe, but I can't use the Inkling. I at this point I didn't use my Goblin. So I was like, wait a second. What if I applied? I think I talked with Cyan about it and Pinky. What if I just used my Sonic like Husky instead of like the other things? Because Sonic is like it can be it can be like, hey, I'm just a husky who happens to, uh, look like in a Sonic way, so that way to avoid
Right.
copyright and stuff.
And I would just like to do a quick chime that Sega is way more lenient than Nintendo.
Yeah, Nintendo.
Not wrong at all.
Yeah, you're not
Yep,
wrong.
yep. So from there, I mean, I did like my Sonic Husky OC, but I wanted my model, if I was gonna stick with RaMe and like start using like an actual live 2D model, I decided, hey, like I'm actually gonna design something like original because I that's something that's not like based around any other IPs. It was just like fully from my mind. So I put together like a little here, I'll show you the full thing here. I put together a little sheet and I sent it off, funnily enough, also to Neon. And they worked alongside the character, the sheet I gave them, the reference sheet, as well as many other things. And next thing you know, Minksky became a reality. It's not my main model by any stretch of the imagination, but it is well received among many people that I show it to. So, yeah, it's kind of there's more story to it, but I don't want to take up all the time.
Yeah,
But yeah, that's kind of
understandable.
like that's kind of how like the shortened version of how my model came to be.
Nice, Mink. All right, Cyan.
Okay, the story of Cyan goes like this. I like the color blue. I should be blue themed. I'll make my hair blue and I'll make my outfit mostly blue. But I also
Agree.
like pink, so I'll make my outfit blue and pink. I like dogs. I should be a dog. What should I name myself? I like the color blue, so I'll name myself blue. But blue doesn't sound feminine enough. What's a shade of blue that sounds more feminine? Cyan. How do you make that name even more feminine sounding? You add Ika at the end, like Jessica. And that's how I became Cyanica, right? So now we got the blue theme, we got the pink theme. So I was just blue pink theme for a while. And then I was like, that's not a real theme though. I need like an actual theme. So then I decided to become marching band dog. But then I take my glasses off. But then I know about no one knew I was supposed to be a marching band dog. It's the hat man. They told me that the hat looks they said I look like a nurse. I got told I look like a nurse. I got told I look like an ice cream like parlor. Someone like turned out like ice cream. So I was marching band themed for a while, but then I was like, people. I started. What happened was I stopped just streaming to Twitch and I started like making like shorts and stuff to YouTube and like TikTok. And the comment section on every video was a constant fight about what I was supposed to be. So then I was like, let me rebrand. So that and also I became a marching band. I was a marching band like dog theme for like 2 years. I only recently changed it back in November, and I changed it because I was well because of that, but also because I was in when I first became a VTuber, I was like maybe like 1 year removed from being like in my college, like in my college like band. So like being in the marching band was fresh. Fast forward to today, in 2025 when I had like rebranded to being a teacher dog, uh, I had been like how many years removed from the marching band. So like I just didn't feel like I resonated much. But I'm a teacher, so I talked about teaching all the time. So I decided to rebrand as a teacher. And can you guess who made this outfit? Can, can you get
I wonder who.
Neon?
VTuber Mama.
Yeah, because my model artist, she stopped making commissions and stuff now. So I got Neon to make the outfit. I also have this one. But this is because I wanted an outfit that didn't match the blue and pink color. I got tired of just seeing blue and pink for a long time. So I made this one instead. This was supposed to be my emo outfit. It's supposed to be a tribute to be big emo. Um I haven't used this outfit much since I became a teacher one, but this is like people's favorite. People like the purple one more than like any other outfit, which is so funny because that's outside of my theme. But it's all good. It's all good. All love.
I remember seeing that rebrand too, and I love it. It's just a very, very cute model and a very cute outfit, and just
It really
so
is.
fitting.
I
Yeah.
gave Neon full range. I sent Neon, so I had an outfit that was similar to this a long time ago. It was only like on my like really old chibi model, and it was literally a blue overall dress and like a pink long sleeve shirt underneath it. That's all it was. And I said, Neon, here, take this concept that I did a long time ago, this really simple design, and turn it into something cool. And when I tell you, she came back with like the sketch of this pretty much almost completed like 30 minutes later. She was like, I was inspired. And I was like, yeah, clearly so.
Yeah, I remember that reaction. You were like, bruh.
I was like, huh?
Girl, it's been 30 minutes. Go to sleep or something. I don't know.
Oh yeah, she's real fast.
Who said Neon doesn't sleep? I swear.
She doesn't. The amount of art that she'd be putting out for our whole group.
We don't talk about her fastest rig.
Oh. All right, Claire.
All right. For once, I've got a shorter one. It's pretty similar to Cyan's in that I like the colors, which wow, what a surprise! It's the exact same colors that Cyan said. I like yellow, I like pink, I like blue. So I also like dogs. Very specifically, the golden retrievers are up there. They're one of my favorite dog breeds, but not like my number one. But in terms of like what I want, what vibes I want to give off, golden retrievers are, like I said before, they're really up there. So I went for golden retriever puppy. And I love this kind of dress, just like a very nice little sundress. So I got that. I put everything together. And everyone always tells me, they're like, "Oh my God, Claire, your dress is the trans colors. That's so cool." And I'm like, "Yeah, that was intentional. Yeah, sure. Yeah, it's totally not just because I like these colors a lot." But yeah, no, I mean that's largely it. There wasn't more than anything. I just wanted something that resonated with me, and I definitely think this does. Unfortunately, I don't have a funny neon story to share. My VTuber is Sunai. And I, Sunai is my VTuber mama from now until the end. But we can get Neon in there somewhere, I'm sure. Neon can Neon can help. I love Neon. All right, she can do whatever she wants.
Fun fact: all the founding members of RaMe had the same color scheme. Me, Claire, and Pinkie were all yellow, blue, and pink.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. And just all in different amounts.
Yeah, I need to just have blonde hair, and then it'll be perfect.
Join us.
All right. Looks like we should be able to do one more question. I did see someone in the chat by Emilio JL 2006. This is a fun one. What are your guys' favorite cartoons? So, Pinkie.
Can anyone guess?
I
But
Googled what Pinkie Pie is, so I'm going. I had to Google that when you said it.
But yeah, no, I like Friendship is Magic, and I like the older SpongeBob. Just something about like that humor where it's funny in one way, and then you look at it the other way, and it's like, oh, it has two meanings.
All right, Autumn.
Oh yeah, it's me. Okay. So my most favorite cartoon will always be my most favorite cartoon, Avatar: The Last Airbender. I will forever love that show. Oh my God. I will rewatch that many times. Many times. I still need to rewatch it this year. I totally didn't rewatch it like 3 times last year. No.
Nice. Nice. All right, Mink.
Man, I don't watch too many cartoons these days, but back in the day, let me tell you, my favorites, I'd have to say off the top of my head, Avatar's one of them. Although I forgot most of it at this point. I'm actually rewatching it with my roommate. So this year. So yay. But the ones I know for sure that I really liked back in the day, 16, if you guys know that.
Oh, I remember that one.
They have the full series on YouTube, and I have it favorited, the whole playlist. Another one I'm a huge fan of. If you guys, this one, we kind of get into weird like Canadian shows. But if you guys know Kappa Mikey,
I do actually know that.
I do know that cartoon. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Oh my gosh. I used to watch that every time it was on. I used to specifically wait for that show to get on. So good. So good. Oh my gosh. Someone else knows about it. And then the next big show that I remember loving as back in the day was if you guys heard Daigata Defenders.
No, that one
I do remember the name, but I don't think I watched it.
Oh yeah, huge. Honestly, I'm surprised I wasn't big onto like Dice Game after that because I loved it so much. But whatever. But I'd say that those Avatar, Kappa Mikey, 16, those are the big ones for me. After that, it kind of becomes anime.
Nice. That's fair. All right, Cyan.
I hope Mink watched me aggressively shake my head because I don't know anything that he just said. But I was going
Speaking
to
in
I was
tongues.
going to sing the opening theme of the show, but then I remembered that we're on YouTube. So, anyways, my favorite song, my favorite show, was Steven Universe. Steven Universe is when like I don't know, I watched that show a lot and I really liked it, and then I started designing my first ever OCs like for a cartoon was because of Steven Universe. All right, I wanted to like I wanted my own like gyms and stuff. So like I don't know. I literally like joined my first ever art community and stuff because of that. Because of just making
Ooh.
OCs and
Valid.
stuff for Steven Universe. My OC, she was a citrine, you know, the yellow rock. Yeah.
Oh. Oh my gosh. I watched Steven Universe. It's a pretty good show.
Where the crystal gems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, Claire.
All right, I'm trying my best not to like freak out right now because after gaming, cartoons are like my big obsession. There's a lot. I mean, I could go down the list like SpongeBob, Rocko's Modern Life, Invader Zim, Gravity Falls, Kim Possible, Courage the
Oh.
Cowardly Dog, Powerpuff Girls, Dexter's
Oh,
Lab,
yes.
Samurai Jack,
Oh, yeah.
Primal,
Yes.
Yes.
Steven Universe,
Naming all the
OKKO, Craig of the
bangers.
Creek.
Mhm.
Like, there's so many good ones. I'm gonna limit myself to two that could be, but one isn't done yet, and then one ended and got revitalized. And then my current tentative answer, because that one actually ended, and the creator is adamantly against rebooting it. So for a while, until it ended in a less than stellar way, my favorite was The Amazing World of Gumball. By far like the funniest like thing I've ever seen. Like it is exactly my sense of humor to a T. But it wasn't afraid to tell more serious stories. No show has ever made me feel the way like Gumball did. The answer that I really want to say, but we have 2 episodes left, is The Amazing Digital Circus.
Yes.
Ooh,
Oh yeah.
Yes.
It's the only reason I am not saying it is because it's not over.
That's
all I
fair.
know,
That's
the
fair.
ending could be horrible and change everything. I don't think it's going to go that way, but you never know. Also, there's only 1 episode out, but shout out to the Gaslight District. I love that pilot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I also really like Knights of Guinevere, but I don't want to be here all day. So with all those out of the way, my absolute favorite was my favorite for so long, and it ended perfectly. Ed, Ed and Eddie.
Oh
Yeah, there we
yeah.
go.
Nice, that's a good one.
It's funny. It works with such a small cast. It hits so hard and raw. What is like just having time hanging out with your friends, like how things will go. It's brutal, it's honest, it's raw, it's hilarious, and I have never seen anything end in a better way.
I think you and I share the same brain cell now, Claire. Both in terms of loving cartoon and loving Ed and Eddie.
Yeah.
Ed and Eddie is great.
Yeah, like
Yes.
I enjoyed Ed and Eddie, and they go so hard at not showing adults in that show at all. Because like especially when they started doing the school episodes, you're
Yeah,
like,
season
oh,
5.
it's like I'm kind of like, how are you able to still do this show and when they're at school when there should be teachers around? Like
The answer was you don't show them.
it was so absurd because
I
it's
think-
funny because in dialogue they're like, "Hurry, the teacher's coming." I'm like,
The
we don't
teacher's
even.
coming.
I'm like, we don't even see the teacher anyways. Like the
Correct
show.
me if I'm wrong, either someone here or in chat, but wasn't the Ed, and Eddie movie the first time they actually like showed a full-blown adult?
Yeah, Eddie's
Yeah.
brother. Yep.
Eddie's
Yeah.
brother.
I think before that they might have shown like the back of them or something once or twice, but
They're
like,
silhouettes. They're
Yeah.
silhouettes, and technically Ed has a dream one time where Johnny is his mom. If you want to really get into the nitty gritty
I
of
mean,
it.
they did technically show like the arm or the hands of what Eddie's dad and Ed's mom when
But
WD had
full
to deliver
body,
their
full body. The
report
first one was
card,
Eddie's
but
brother.
yeah.
And like,
Yeah.
it wasn't a silhouette. It wasn't just a body part. Eddie's brother. Yes.
Yeah, like
Also, all my
like
homies hate Eddie's brother.
I mean, that's fair.
I
Yeah.
hope you hate Eddie's brother.
But I think that was the whole point, though, because like
yeah. Oh yeah.
you know,
Oh, yeah.
and
Yeah. It's how brothers are. It's how big brothers are. Like. It's
yeah.
unfortunate.
Listen,
I mean, he was
I-
definitely a more extreme example, but like the scariness of the movie and how it hits so real is that so many people have an Eddie's brother. That they've
Yeah.
lived
Yeah.
through.
The last
Pretty
time
much.
I watched this show, I was like 7.
I was really young too. I don't honestly don't
I
remember
should,
much of
I
it.
should find the movie and do a movie night.
Oh,
I would watch
Yeah.
Big Picture Show
Be
like
down for
3
that.
times in a single night. I love that movie.
Oh, it was really well done. Like,
yeah.
just the narrative of it.
Yeah.
Even just like the little obsessive things. Like towards the end of the movie, they fly into a sign, and Eddie says, "I'm getting tired of slapstick," and that's the last piece of comedic slapstick in the whole movie. Like just like the little obsessive things like that.
Yeah. Like I think what was very intriguing, the way they started is that you see all this destruction and
Yeah.
then Sarah and Jimmy are like, what happened?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like because
Yup.
we don't get this, we don't get the context at all.
Yeah,
Like
they never
what- what-
explain it. Just
it's
something
kinda like-
horrible happened.
yeah.
And you know it's going to be Eddie's fault.
yeah,
of course.
most likely, yeah.
Oh yeah,
So-
100%.
So I kind of like the premise that they don't reveal what this game ended, what it ended up doing, because obviously we see Naz lose most of her hair.
I'm cold.
So it's like, whoa, it's like I just like how mysterious it is, because like you are getting your audience hooked onto that. Like, wait, what type of scheme did they do that caused this? And then they never explain it.
Oh
And
yeah,
then the
and
Act
you know
One
it has
closer-
to be bad because like
Mhm.
Kevin, he's not out just to hurt them. Like he is out for blood. Like
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, so like I just love the mysteriousness of the big picture show, because I don't think, from what I remember, I think it was Sarah, Jimmy, and Johnny like had nothing to do with the scheme at all, because obviously Sarah and Jimmy were just very curious, like what
Mhm.
happened. And then I think Johnny decided, I'm gonna be the watermelon dude or something.
No, unfortunately, Johnny was one of the victims, so to speak. He was along with everybody else, but he did.
Yeah.
He was
I-
Captain Melonhead.
Oh, Captain Melon. Okay.
all right,
I
I do
would-
want to give a little tiny trivia. Is the last line in the entire series, because the big picture show is where it ended, was from
Oh.
Johnny.
Yes,
Oh yeah.
there's no time left. It's the end of the movie. What movie?
I just love how the breaking the fourth wall like so hilarious.
Oh yeah, the breaking the fourth wall bits were some of the best parts.
And
No, there's so many jokes that I'm thinking of just throughout this series. The one that's in my head right now that my head is telling me that I have to say is Ed's worried that Sarah's going to tattle on him, and he says Sarah will tell mom, and mom will tell dad, and dad will say not now. I just got home from work.
because normally that wouldn't really be funny, but the way Ed
The
just
way that he says it.
it.
Yeah. now I
the
just
way
got home
Ed
from work.
says it.
Oh yeah, just like his tone of voice.
Yeah. That's why I laugh at it, because it's like I think like the voice directors did such a great job
Oh yeah.
like directing all the voice actors to like in voice delivery. They did it so well in this show. and you can still rewatch it and still laugh. Like it's pretty much like a sitcom,
Oh,
like,
absolutely.
it's definitely a cartoon sitcom, I would say. And just seeing all like because that's what sitcoms do. There's always going to be something funny happening, and Ed and Eddie is like a great example of that.
Mhm.
And unfortunately, we will have to end this Q&A, but I want to thank you guys for like taking time, because I know you guys are very busy, with your streaming and IRL stuff. But I want to thank you, Pinkie, Autumn, Mink, Cyan and Claire for for doing this Q&A. It was a lot of fun being able to hear about your guys' stories, about VTubing.
It was nice. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, I had a great time here, and I would definitely love to come on again. Maybe I could bring some of my clients from outside RaMe,
Ooh.
and
Yeah, for
you
sure.
could grill them.
Grill them is crazy.
And of course, I want to thank my co-host Kevin for co-hosting and helping me actually get them as guests here.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Y'all were a lot of fun to interact with too.
Thank you.
Mhm, absolutely.
And
So
of course, thank you two for hosting. This was definitely
Mhm.
fun for all of us. So thank
Yeah.
you for inviting us.
It was
Aw.
wonderful meeting you.
Aw. Oh, it was our pleasure. And of course, I am going to announce my upcoming streams. This Friday, January 9th at 5 p.m. PT, 8 p.m. ET is the 14th episode of my Lucky Charm podcast. Which I am joined by G, aka the Cartoon Hotspot, and Kevin, as we will be doing a review of the recent Miraculous World Tokyo Stellar Force special, where we will be reviewing it. And it's also the special that introduces the new superhero team, the Stellar Force. So, and I'm going to say as a reminder, we will be actually having an extra special guest join us for this specific episode, and you will find out the day of. And then next Wednesday, January 14th at 5 p.m. PT, 8 p.m. ET is another episode of God Spotlight with Liaserenityrose, episode 50, which Kevin and we will be doing a Q&A with Ian Flynn. So if you want to ask him questions about his works, you're more than welcome to, but I am going to say this as a reminder. If you're going to tune in for Ian Flynn, he will not be answering any Sonic related questions as this was requested by him. So please keep in mind and ask more generalized questions, please, for his Q&A. And then next Thursday, January 15th at 5 p.m. PT, 8 p.m. ET is the 51st episode of God Spotlight with LSR. And Kevin and I will be doing a Q&A with Feather, who is a MLP content creator. So but I am hopefully going to get another new guest confirmed for my podcast. So I want to thank you all for tuning in, the audience as well. So it was just a lot of fun being able to do this Q&A, and it's obviously something non-Sonic, which is great because I want to do more non-Sonic guests. And of course, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and turn on that bell notifications for upcoming live streams and video content. And may you all have the wonderful rest of your day or night time zones, right?
It's always about around here.
Happy time
Good night,
zone.
guys.
And have a good day. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Ah.